Welcome back to another video from Grounded, home of mindfulness meditation and self-transformation. Now today I want to talk about what is a global problem at the minute, and that's coronavirus. But I believe that coronavirus is really highlighting the problem in people. Now the number one problem in your life is not coronavirus. The number one problem in your life is your worry. So what I want to do in this video is to really bring about some clarity for the people that watch this, to really help create clarity. So what is clarity? Well, when it comes to the coronavirus, clarity is seeing the situation for what it is and meeting the situation for how you see best. There is no stress, no worry involved in clarity. Clarity is clear seeing. Now, I'm not advocating that we should be naive to what's going on. I'm saying by all means put in place the measurements that you can to not only keep yourself safe but also your loved ones safe. That is clarity, looking at the situation. What can I do to improve this situation, or what can I do so as not to create any more unnecessary problems within the situation. So this is the first point of call, is clarity. Looking at my reality, looking what I can do, and looking at the measures that I can put into place. None of this requires any fear, any worry. It just requires looking at the situation and addressing the situation for what it needs. But clarity is not what the problem is. The problem is the worry. Now let's take a look at worry, because this is what's creating all of the fear, all of the anxiety, all of what's inducing the stress in people, and it's worry. But what is worry? Let's get some clarity on what worry is. Worry is imagination. Take a moment and look at that. Worry is imagination. When you are worrying, you are imagining an undesirable outcome. So worry is imagining an undesirable outcome. There is no clarity in worry. We can worry all we want about the coronavirus, but what we're worrying about is how that coronavirus may possibly affect us. Possibly. A possibility. A scenario. An idea. It's not the truth. It's not clarity. Because I can assure you now, when coronavirus, and I hope to God for everybody out there that sees this video that you're not directly affected by coronavirus, but if you are, you're not going to worry about it. You're going to have clarity. You're going to deal with the situation how it is presented. Now the other thing about worry is the unknown, creating from the unknown, and worry is always about scenarios that we don't wish to happen. Now cancer is 1 in 2 people, but if I was to offer you coronavirus over cancer, I think 99.9% of people are going to pick coronavirus. That's because cancer is familiar to us. We don't have to imagine. We only worry about what we don't know. So if we remove the worry, if we stop ourselves from worrying, then we only have clarity of the situation. Then we only have the situation. So when we remove the worry, we can address what needs to be done from a point of clarity. Worry also creates us to be stressed. You cannot be stressed without worry. And as soon as we begin to stress, what happens? Our body begins to contract. It begins to tighten. It begins to restrict. It moves into a place of dis-ease. When we are worrying, we are creating fear. And fear creates a chemical response within the body that puts the body into a state of dis-ease. So not only does worry create mental and emotional problems, but it also creates physical problems. Now, if you was to contract coronavirus, are you going to stand a better chance with a body that's tense and tight and contracted and restricted over a body that's relaxed, at ease, accepting? You see, when we are accepting, when we're allowing, when we're at ease, the body is at ease. The body is in a repair and rest, digest and repair. So the greater the ability to keep our bodies relaxed, our minds relaxed, our emotions relaxed, not only do we have less chance of actually contracting a disease, but we also have a much better chance from recovery of the disease. Now I want to talk about acceptance, because worry is always generating a lack of acceptance. So we're worrying about maybe losing a loved one. We're worried about maybe losing or infecting other people. We're worried about our financial income. We're worried about what's going to happen. All of these scenarios playing in our heads. But what actually happens when we move into a place of acceptance? Because we live so naive, we live like we're not going to die. When the harsh reality which is being presented to us now is that we are very vulnerable. And although we have these mighty civilizations, nature is still far more powerful than a human being will ever be. And so, as we move more into acceptance, we begin to cancel out worry. What we're actually not accepting is these scenarios. And this lack of acceptance in our lives that creates worry, that creates tension, that creates problems. So this worry and fear that we're feeling now in society is actually the greatest teacher. Because if any good is going to come of this, then it's the good of accepting that which is undesired. The good of accepting fear. The good of accepting the parts of you that you can't accept. Because what actually happens is what we reject persists. What we reject, we create. When we push and deny, we're adding a resistance, and that resistance actually empowers it. So this coronavirus on one level looks terrifying, but on another level it can bring us to much greater truths, can bring us to much greater realizations. Now when we pass through, when we accept the unacceptable, we pass through it, move through it. And as we pass through and move through the unacceptable, by acceptance itself, we find the peace underneath it all, and a much greater truth and realization that you are much more than just a physical body. You are much more than just your mind and emotions. Now I have a practice we can all use and that is to find something that you enjoy. Find a way of distracting yourself from your worry, whether that be playing some music, whether that being close to loved ones, whether that being talking, engaging on topics that don't create worry. Engage in drawing, engage in singing, engage in something that allows you to relax, that allows you to have more ease. Once you have the ability to relax the body, you cannot relax if you're worrying. Worrying creates stress in the body. So as we begin to relax the body, our thinking relaxes, our feelings relax. And then it's down to you to catch yourself in the moment in which you feel a pull to begin to worry, and not allow yourself to go there. Really begin to master and control how you think and feel. Because that's all you truly control. But at least if we control how we think and we feel, and we keep ourselves at ease and in a state of contentment and rest and relaxed, that will impact the world far greater than stress and worry. Stay safe. Much love.